Mayor and members of the council, the meeting is now being live streamed.
Thank you, City Clerk. The meeting will now reconvene at 6:31 p.m. City Attorney, will you please announce the closed session report?
Thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. The City Council is now back in open session, having met in closed session to discuss the 3 items listed on the agenda. Staff provided a report for all 3 items, but no reportable action was taken. This concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. If there's no objection by the City Council, I will now adjourn the closed session City Council meeting at 6:31 p.m. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the April 27th, 2026, 6 p.m. regular joint meeting of the Bell Garden City Council and successor agency to the Community Development Commission. The meeting will now come to order at 6:31 p.m. Members of the public may view the agenda and listen to the meeting live online through the city's website, as noted on the agenda. If any members of the public should have a conflict, of the council, if anyone should have a conflict of interest, please announce the item prior to the item being heard. Tonight's invocation will be given by Minister Daniel Anguiano, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Chief Camacho.
Thank you, Mayor and council members. So we can please stand to our feet as we come before God. Heavenly Father, we just like to thank you for your goodness and for your mercy, for granting us this opportunity to be here, Father God, in unity. Lord Jesus, we just present this meeting before you, Father God. I pray for the work of their hands, Lord, that you may bless everything that they do, Father, that your knowledge and wisdom may guide them, Father. Oh, Lord God, and I bless their families, Lord, and the service that they provide to this community and this wonderful city, Father. I just pray, Lord, that as your word says, God, that if you don't go with us, we don't want to go. So we just pray for your guidance and for your blessing in this night. We put this agenda in your hands in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City Clerk, will you please announce the roll call of the members of the City Council?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Members of the council and successor agency, Barcena.
Present.
Councilmember Chavez.
Present.
Councilwoman Sanchez.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Guillen.
Present.
And Mayor de la Rosa.
Present.
Thank you.
And we will now move over to presentations. City Manager, will you please introduce the presentations?
Yes, thank you, Mayor De La Rosa. The first one we have is for the wrestling team, but we need to defer that to a future meeting. So the next one we have is we've got staff members here from Congressmember Robert Garcia's office to present the city with a ceremonial check for $250,000 for the Ford Park Playground and Restroom Improvement Project. Turn it back over to you, Mayor. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. We're here from the office of Congressman Robert Garcia. My name is Kayla. This is Raul, and we have our cameraman Dorian here. So we're here on behalf of the congressman to present this check to the City of Bell Gardens for $250,000 in support of the Ford Park Gym and Community Building Renovation Project. So these funds will go towards upgrading the HVAC system in the gym and the multi-purpose room, helping create a more comfortable, safe, and welcoming environment for everybody to use this space. Congressman Garcia is proud to support this investment and hopes that the funding will help the residents of Bell Gardens expand programming opportunities and maximize the use of this important community space. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Wow. Yeah, so just a brief comment. When the park gym at Veterans Park came up, it's just opened up the question like, oh, well, when is Ford Park going to get a gym as well? And it's amazing, exciting. And if any of my colleagues have any other questions or comments, we'll just move over to the front and take a photo. Thank you so much.
Just thank you so much for being here today, and we appreciate the contributions. Thank you.
Likewise, I'd like to echo the sentiment. Thank you so much to our Congressman, Robert Garcia. Thank you to the amazing staff for all the incredible the work that you do. And, I know after Prop 50, Congressman Garcia is no longer going to be our Congress member, but we greatly, greatly appreciate all the work that he did for us, for our community of Bell Garden. So, again, thank you, and we really appreciate those funds.
Thank you so much. I know when we renovated the gym at Ford Park, everybody was really excited. And then as they started playing basketball, they're like, oh no, it's getting really hot. So I know that the community is going to be very happy with us being able to get the HVAC going.
Thank you so much. We'll move over to the front and take a photo. City Manager, please announce the next item.
Thanks again, Mayor De La Rosa. This next item is to raise awareness that the month of May is CalFresh Awareness Month. And we have the LA County Department of Public Social Services Public Information Specialist Gabriela Gomez here to provide a presentation to the council and to residents, anybody listening, about the CalFresh program. Thank you, Mayor.
Good evening. Ooh. Here we go. Okay. Good evening, Mayor De La Rosa, City Council members, and residents of the City of Bell Gardens, and everyone who is here tonight, especially and city staff. Thank you so much for holding this proclamation today. My name is Gabriela Gomez. I am a public information specialist with the Department of Public Social Services, and I will let my colleague introduce himself.
Good evening, everyone. Jose Arias. I am a Human Services Administrator with the CalFresh program for DPSS.
Thank you. On behalf of DPSS Director Dr. Jackie Contreras, our more than 14,000 employees, our dedicated community partners, our 1.5 million CalFresh customers, and the approximately 320,000 potentially eligible county residents who are currently missing out on this valuable nutritional resource, I'm grateful and honored to accept this resolution acknowledging May 2026 as CalFresh Awareness Month. This year's theme is Still Reaching, Still Feeding, and reflects a commitment to ensuring that all who are finding it ever more difficult to access proper nutrition know that CalFresh is here to help. DPSS is excited to partner with the City of Bell Gardens, and we look forward to working together in this crucial effort to connect our residents with CalFresh, a vital food resource. Thank you. Excuse me. We are committed to supporting our most vulnerable neighbors, including unhoused families and individuals with no place to store or cook food, and seniors and persons with disabilities who are unable to cook for themselves, with access to the Restaurant Meals Program. This allows them to purchase ready-made meals with their CalFresh benefit. During May, we invite all residents of the County of Los Angeles to follow DPSS on social media on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube for the latest on CalFresh Awareness Month. And we encourage you to share our website address, dpss.lacounty.gov, with someone who may need it. Again, we appreciate your ongoing support. Together, we can help LA County to stay nourished, healthy, and thriving, especially during these challenging times. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the work that's being done at the LA County scale. I saw a statistic that stated that approximately 25% of households in LA County are experiencing some sort of food insecurity, and it's an alarming figure. And
Especially with a lot of the changes that have happened now with HR 1, a lot of the cuts to benefits and changes in eligibility. We want people to know that there are still ways that we can help them, and there are still ways that they can access nutritional support. So we're happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, just want to say thank you for the work that you do. We really appreciate you, and also you are a resident of Bell Gardens, so I'm happy to see that someone is continuing to work in your capacity to serve our community. So thank you.
So I guess we're good. All right. Thank you.
City Manager, will you please announce the next item?
Sure. Thanks again, Mayor De La Rosa. The next item is a certificate of recognition for the Bike Brewery. If we could have the representative please come up to the podium. Thank you, Mayor.
Hello, member. Good afternoon. Good evening. My name is Franco. I am one of the F&B supervisors there at the casino. I've been there for 10 years. I have something little to say to you guys. On behalf of everyone at Park West Bicycle Casino, I want to sincerely thank the city of this incredible honor. We are proud to be part of the community and grateful for the support we receive over these years. This recognition really belongs to our dedicated team and the loyal guests who walk through our doors every day. The energy and the commitment are what makes Park West Bicycle Casino what it is. We're looking forward to continue to serve, grow, and give back to the city. That means so much to us. Thank you once again for this award.
Thank you so much, Franco, and thank you so much for the hospitality that you and the Bike Brewery offer to our residents. It's a hidden amenity, I would like to say. It's tucked in the hotel section of the casino, and you know, I like to say that it offers great food at a quality, great quality at a great price, right?
Yes.
And you know, thank you so much, Franco. And I would like to read this certificate here, which states, "The Bell Gardens City Council proudly recognizes the Bike Brewery and commends you for your excellent culinary offerings, attentive service, and lively social atmosphere. We're delighted to have the brewery that brings high-quality craft beer and dining to Bell Gardens. As you celebrate your 11th year, we applaud you for your continued commitment to excellence. We extend you our best wishes for your ongoing success and growth." Signed by the Bell Gardens City Council. Thank you so much, Franco, and I'll open up the floor for any comments from my fellow colleagues.
Just thank you so much for your hospitality. It's always great to see you there with a big smile. Thank you.
On my behalf, Franco, thank you always for the great hospitality.
Thank you.
When I'm there, always giving us the best quality service. Really appreciate the happy hour special too from 4 to 7.
Yes.
Can't go wrong with that. Hey, I mean, I love that at Imame. Anyways, thank you again. Really appreciate it. Something that I really love about the bike that services our community is on all the badges of the employees, they have our logo of the city of Bell Gardens. So I'm always very, very proud to see that, and you know, them representing our city too. So again, thank you so much, and thank you to everybody at the bike.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
I didn't know Councilmember Chavez was such a happy hour kind of guy. You gotta invite me one of these days, because I gotta get with the program there.
If you want to have some at Imame, I'm all day, every day. I don't drink, so I mean, there it is.
No, I just want to say the work that you guys are doing over there is actually doing a great, is bringing a lot of happiness to our community. And I think everyone speaks very highly of the bike. So I'm sure you're very proud of working there. And I've been going a lot more this past year, so you're probably gonna see me there. I know that you probably don't recognize me right now, but you know, I'm aspiring to be like Jorge over there, where people have like his badge on them and everything. He has an assigned table? Okay, okay. My goal is to have a dish named after me, so
Maybe.
we'll see if I
We'll
accomplish
see.
that. But thank you for everything you do
Of
there.
course, thank you
Appreciate it.
guys so much. Appreciate it.
So I know that the bike was established in 1984 here with the city, and so you guys have been around a long time. But I think just the transformation of what it was to what it is now brings a lot of people into our community and being able to have a good meal, you know, at the brewery. So thank you so much for all the service that you guys do.
Thank you guys so much.
What's going to be the name of the special, Marco?
I don't know, like the Marco, I don't know.
Okay.
You caught me off guard, Jorge.
Barcenas Brussels sprouts.
Oh,
There you go.
I know Miguel loves the Brussels sprouts.
I love Brussels sprouts, and if it,
Sold. I got it.
yeah, there you go. Thank you so much, Franco,
Oh, thank
and
you guys so much.
and let's just come up to the front
Yeah.
and take a photo. City Manager, will you please announce the next presentation item?
Yes, thank you, Mayor De La Rosa. The next item we have is a proclamation proclaiming the week of May 3rd through May 9th as National Small Business Week. I'll turn it back over to you, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, City Manager. And here we have a proclamation in honor of National Small Business Week, which is from May 3rd through the 9th of May. It states, whereas since 1963, the United States has recognized the vital contributions of small businesses to American culture and the economy by celebrating Small Business Week, which is observed on May 3rd through the 9th of 2026, honoring more than 36 million small businesses nationwide. And whereas small businesses, defined as those with fewer than 500 employees, are responsible for creating 2 out of every 3 new jobs, and whereas a significant portion of these enterprises are non-employer businesses operated by dynamic entrepreneurs without paid staff, and whereas small businesses are essential to the success of communities at every level, contributing to and sustaining local, regional, state, and national economies while enhancing the quality of life for residents. And whereas small businesses continue to adapt to an ever-evolving marketplace by developing innovative ways to serve their communities, demonstrating resilience, perseverance, and creativity. And whereas recognizing the contributions of small businesses within our city is vital to promoting their success and encouraging their continued growth. And whereas the Mayor's Office and the Community Development Department and the Bell Gardens Chamber of Commerce work collaboratively with the small businesses and the community to support its growth and reaffirm a shared commitment to helping Bell Gardens' small businesses thrive. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Miguel de la Rosa, Mayor for the City of Bell Gardens, together with the City Council, do hereby proclaim the week of May 3 through the 9th as National Small Business Week in Bell Gardens, in recognition of the small businesses that provide valuable services to our residents and visitors. Proclaimed on this 27th day of April, 2026. Proclamation. City Manager, will you please announce the next presentation?
Yes, thanks again, Mayor De La Rosa. The final proclamation we have tonight is to recognize the month of May as Older Americans Month. And we have resident Guadalupe Rivera here to receive the proclamation. If she could please come up to the podium.
Mi nombre es María Duque y mi madre se llama Guadalupe Rivera. Ella pertenece al Senior Center de aquí de Bell Gardens, de Scott, donde está Edith. Y quisiera darle las gracias porque sin este Senior Center mi madre no podría participar en muchas actividades que hay allí. Desde que Edith ha estado allí, han traído nuevos programas, nuevas actividades. Mi mamá se entretiene mucho jugando lotería, zumba, bailando, pintando, y son muchas cosas que a ella le ha ayudado estar en ese centro porque ella padece de demencia y a ella le ha ayudado mucho, mucho, y por eso yo quiero agradecer mucho este programa que tienen en este Senior Center y darle las gracias a Edith desde que ella esté allí y a todos por hacer de este Senior Center muy grande. Gracias.
Muchas gracias a ustedes. So everyone is familiar with Guadalupe Rivera. I'll read a statement that was prepared. It says, Guadalupe Rivera has been a proud resident of Bell Gardens for many years and a dedicated, active member of the Senior Center. Over time, she has become a beloved presence, known for her warm spirit, positive energy, and genuine care for others. Guadalupe has a deep love for dancing and brings joy to those around her, encouraging others to stay active, engaged, and connected. In recognition of Older Americans Month and this year's theme, Champion of Health, Guadalupe truly represents what it means to live a healthy and fulfilling life. Through her daily participation at the center, she promotes not only physical wellness through activity, but also emotional and social well-being by fostering meaningful friendships and a strong sense of community. She is part of a close-knit group of women who gather daily to socialize and participate in activities, creating lasting memories and uplifting one another. Guadalupe is deeply loved and cherished by everyone at the center. Her vibrant personality, kindness, and wonderful sense of humor makes her a true champion of health and an inspiring example to all. Guadalupe, muchas gracias por brindar esta luz al Centro de Seniors. Gracias por su participación y usted es un buen ejemplo, ¿no? De ser un miembro comunitario efectivo, influyente y pues de todo corazón se lo agradecemos mucho y esta proclamación es dedicada para usted. Thank you, Guadalupe. I will now open it up for council to state a few comments.
Muy buenas tardes, señora Guadalupe. De mi parte, le quiero hacer una invitación. Si nos puede decir unas palabras de usted misma para que, pues, este reconocimiento para usted, de qué se trata, cómo se siente en estos momentos por recibir este reconocimiento para el mes de adultos mayores aquí en este país. Le quiero hacer la invitación. Si nos puede dar unas palabras, por favor.
Gracias por...
A todos, no nomás a yo, pues.
A todos, muchas gracias. Estoy temblando. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
De parte mía, les quiero decir gracias por siempre estar activa en el centro. Yo de vez en cuando me echo la vueltita allí, al centro, ahí por la Florence y la Scout. Muchas actividades que tenemos, le agradecemos al equipo que tenemos allí con Iret y también con la directora Nava, que hacen muy, muy buen trabajo. Y quiero que sepan que todos estamos ahí para ustedes, por el convivio que hacen, la alegría que uno siente cuando entramos a ese espacio. La verdad es un espacio diferente a la mayoría de otras partes de la ciudad, y pues le agradezco mucho por siempre darnos la bienvenida y la felicito por recibir este reconocimiento de adultos mayores de este mes. So, de nuevo, muchas gracias por ser parte de la comunidad, se lo agradecemos mucho.
Gracias. Y por ahí un pajarito me dijo que cuando Jorge va a visitar el centro de los seniors, se pone a cantar. A ver, Jorge, ¿cuál es tu canción favorita?
La Chona.
La Chona, ahí nomás.
No te creas.
Híjole.
No, fíjate que me toca hacer el karaoke. Tengo tiempo que no voy a ese evento, pero sí he ido pues a los eventos de billar, que según van a tener un paseo de ir, ya fueron a Catalita, a la isla de Catalina, que se van a ir al Cacingo, al Pachanga, se van a ir esta semana, no sé si la siguiente semana, pero la siguiente semana. Se van a la playa, se van de hiking, ¿no? Pues, pasan más de paseo para arriba y para abajo, y pues ya quiero contar mis años ya para yo también jubilarme, para irme de viaje, porque aquí puro trabajo. Pero de nuevo, muchas gracias, y pues a ver, si Miguel se echa la canción, yo me la echo también.
Pues a practicar, se ha dicho.
Como digo, Miguelón, no se duele el camarón.
Así nomás. Any other questions, any other comments before I read the proclamation?
Solamente me sobra decirle gracias por ser parte de nuestra comunidad, por brindarnos tanto amor, experiencia y alegría. Espero que siga gozando de nuestro centro y con todos sus compañeros, y que Dios la siga bendiciendo.
También las apreciamos mucho, todo el consejo aquí, pero también la ciudad de Bell Gardens los aprecia mucho, y pues yo veo que el programa ha estado mejorando por años, ya va para arriba, porque cuando yo era empleado, yo me acuerdo que no era tan bonito como es ahorita. Ahorita está de lo mejor, gracias Edith, thank you Edith for taking care of our seniors, y pues sigan adelante, y aquí estamos para apoyarlas en todo. Gracias.
Y gracias por compartir la experiencia que tiene tu mamá allí en el centro, y por dar las gracias a nuestros empleados también, ¿verdad? Como dijo, que con Iret ha hecho muchas cosas, pero también con los otros que están ahí, y que siga divirtiendo, señora, de todo que ofrecemos. Gracias.
También, que son todos muy, muy amables. Gracias.
Gracias. En un momento voy a leer la proclamación y ahorita nos tomamos una imagen, ¿ok? It states here, proclamation in recognition of Older Americans Month. Whereas May is Older Americans Month, a time for us to recognize and honor Bell Gardens' older adults and their immense influence on every facet of American society. And whereas older Americans improve our communities through intergenerational relationships, community service, civic engagement, and many other activities. And whereas communities benefit when people of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds have the opportunity to participate and live independently. And whereas the City of Bell Gardens must ensure that older Americans have the resources and support needed to stay involved in their communities, reflecting our commitment to inclusivity and connectedness. And whereas Bell Gardens resident Guadalupe Rivera has been an active member of the Senior Center, a beloved presence, warm-spirited, positive energy, and leads by example by encouraging others to stay active, engaged, and connected. Guadalupe Rivera has been selected as Bell Gardens Older American of the Year nominee for the Los Angeles Aging and Disabilities Department's 61st Annual Older Americans Recognition Day event. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Miguel de la Rosa, Mayor for the City of Bell Gardens, with the City Council, do hereby proclaim May 2026 to be Older Americans Month in the City of Bell Gardens. This year's theme, Champion Your Health. It focuses on prevention, wellness, and personal responsibility, encouraging older adults to take an initiative on having an active role in managing their health, accessing prevention care, and making informed decisions to support long-term independence. We call upon all residents to join me in recognizing the contributions of our older citizens, promoting programs and activities that foster connection, inclusion, and support for older adults. Proclaimed on this 27th day of April, 2026. Thank you so much, and thank you, Edith, and the team for making this possible, and for focusing on on our seniors, our most beloved members of our community. So thank you so much, and let's take a photo. We will now begin with item 6.1. At this time, I will open public hearing at 7:04 p.m. City Manager, will you please introduce the item?
Yes, thank you, Mayor De La Rosa. This item is a consideration of an ordinance to amend Chapter 1640 of Title 16 of the Bell Gardens Municipal Code to permit the sale, use, and discharge of safe and sane fireworks. I'll turn it over to our Community Development Director, Manny Acosta, to provide a presentation and to conduct a public hearing. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. O'Kelly. Good evening, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council, public, and community. Tonight, Mr. Alfonso Hernandez will provide you a brief presentation on the ordinance amendment and any questions at the end as well. Thank you.
There we go. Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Temp, and Council. I am Alfonso Hernandez, City Planner. The item before you is an introduction of a safe and sane fireworks ordinance. It is staff's recommendation that the City Council, one, find the proposed ordinance number 967 is exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant to Section 15061B3 of the California Environmental Quality Act, and two, waive full reading and introduce ordinance number 967 by title only, amending Chapter 16.40 titled Fireworks of Title 16 titled Health and Safety of the Bell Gardens Municipal Code to permit the sale, use, and discharge of safe and sane fireworks. Fireworks are broken down into two categories and are defined by the California Health and Safety Code. These categories are 1, safe and sane, and 2, dangerous. In summary, safe and sane fireworks are tested by the California State Fire Marshal to ensure they meet California safety standards. And dangerous are fireworks that we commonly refer to as illegal fireworks. They contain chemicals and explosives that pose a safety threat to the public. On June 22nd, 2019, the City Council adopted ordinance number 894, prohibiting the sale, use, and discharge of safe and sane fireworks. This represents the current regulations in the Bell Gardens Municipal Code. On April 13th, 2026, and after prior discussions, the City Council directed staff to draft an ordinance allowing the sale, use, and discharge of safe and sane fireworks. This is a list of the sections that will make up the new fireworks ordinance. I'll pause to give the council and the public a chance to read through them. Some highlights of the new ordinance: applications are limited to nonprofits. The city will approve a maximum of 3 applications. Selection will be made through a lottery system. And lastly, location are limited to commercial properties except for religious institutions, which can use their own properties if located on the main corridor. Regarding the lottery, each year the city will conduct a lottery drawing to select those 3 approved salvage permits. 3 drawings will occur, each from a separate category. Each applicant will be placed into one of 3 categories upon submittal of their application. Those categories are Category 1, public/private school organizations, clubs, and sports. Category 2, religious institutions and their affiliated clubs. And Category 3, all other nonprofit organizations. Here is a timeline of execution and implementation of the ordinance. Today we are introducing the ordinance. On May 11th will be the second reading and adoption of the ordinance, if it is the pleasure of the City Council. June 11th, the ordinance will become effective. On June 15th will be the application deadlines. And on June 18th, we will host the lottery drawing. Applicants will be given notice of the place and time of that drawing. The fee will be $150. This is the same as the previous fee prior to 2019 that the city had. On April 16th, 2026, a notice was issued in the Bell Gardens Review newspaper, as well as posted at various city facilities. No public comments were received. In conclusion, staff recommends that the City Council, 1, find the proposed ordinance number 967 is exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant to Section 15061B3 of the California Environmental Quality Act, and 2, waive full reading and introduce ordinance number 967 by title only, amending Chapter 16.4 titled Fireworks of Title 16 titled Health and Safety of the Bell Gardens Municipal Code to permit the sale, use, and discharge of safe and sane fireworks. And with that, I conclude my presentation, and we are available for questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alfonso. Any questions or comments from my colleagues? And if not, we will open public participation for this item. City Clerk, will you please announce the instructions for public participation?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Members of the public will now have an opportunity to speak on public hearing item 6.1 only. Please state your name for the record. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. Callers wishing to speak may do so at this time by dialing *9 from your phone, and when instructed, dial *6 to unmute yourself. Individuals joining through Zoom may request to speak by using the raise hand feature and select the unmute or microphone icon when instructed. We will first hear from speakers that are in person, and we did not receive any written communications.
We do have a public comment card for Edwin Gonzalez.
For the record, Edwin Gonzalez, resident of Bell, California. I've listened to the discussions regarding safe and sane fireworks. These legal fireworks have been instrumental in bringing families together and giving our communities wonderful memories during the 4th of July holiday. If these fireworks once again light up the sky in BG, I'm glad for those who have advocated for them to be reinstated. Allowing the purchase and use of legal fireworks in Bell Gardens to commemorate our nation's independence still leaves the community with the challenge of trying to detect and forbid illegal fireworks. The effort to curtail that type of activity will have to be perfected by local authorities, but also by other agencies that go after all forms of illegal contraband. The fireworks are a wonderful tradition, and I'm sorry that whatever the outcome turns out to be will definitely not please everyone. My opinion is that cities like Bell Gardens must prioritize having a clean environment, reduce hazardous noise, and maintain its streets as clean as possible. Allowing any type of fireworks takes the community in the opposite direction of that. Si el ruido a consecuencias de los cohetes perjudica la salud de algunos residentes, entonces esa actividad debería ser prohibida. Bell Gardens es una comunidad dinámica que ha logrado construir muchas oportunidades con su nuevo centro acuático. Pienso que esa instalación y con el apoyo de todos sus parques y de sus líderes municipales, la ciudad va a realizar actividades para que todos disfruten del 4 de julio sin tener que acudir a los fuegos artificiales. Eso no va a satisfacer a todos, pero los residentes tienen que entender que la estabilidad de todos es lo que los líderes tienen que asegurar. Concejales tienen que escoger si regresar a los tiempos de antes, no con la misma magnitud, porque si se permiten de nuevo los fuegos artificiales, se permitiera solo unos pocos lugares que van a operar. Yo creo que el concilio se inclina en dejar esa pequeña cantidad, obtener los permisos y poder vender fuegos artificiales. Pienso que lo más prudente es tomar la difícil decisión de rechazar la ordenanza que se está proponiendo. I'm always willing to give my input regarding issues that are paramount to the future of Bell Gardens. Thank you for your time and good luck. Con permiso.
Thank you. City Clerk, are there any hands being raised on Zoom?
Yes, we do have one virtual participant. Zoom ID beginning with the ID Mario. If you would please select the microphone icon, you may begin with your comment. You have 3 minutes.
Council members, why? Why are you doing this? I mean, is this even necessary? I mean, first you're banning fireworks, now you want to reinstate fireworks. I mean, you guys are like a yo-yo here. I mean, what are you trying to do here? I mean, let's give the residents some peace, for crying out loud. You know, you did a presentation, I don't know how long ago. They're out there buying the illegal shit anyway. You know they're going to blow up the sky anyway. Why are you even going down this route? Why? So you can have little kids sell the fireworks and you know, like the nonprofits? Well, hell, have them go sell chocolate bars. Let them go run a car wash or sell some bags of orange juice off of the freeway off ramp. I mean, I don't know, something. I mean, is this really necessary? I mean, they're lining the illegal shit up anyway. I mean, come on. They're just gonna contribute to the bad air quality, to the noise. And you know it's like a goddamn war zone out there. It's all night long with these goddamn fireworks. So I don't even understand why you're going through this. I don't think it's necessary. They're already doing the illegal shit. So I would just skip it entirely. I just scrap this item entirely. So, but it's up to you. You know, it's your city. You need to decide what direction you want to go in. I don't think it's necessary because they're already doing the illegal stuff. All in with that. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Mayor and members of the council, that was the last person who raised their hand.
Thank you. If there's no objection by the members of the City Council successor agency, I will close public hearing for item 6.1. Are there any questions or comments for this item on behalf of my colleagues? There's no further council member questions or comments. I will close public hearing at 7:16 p.m. May I have a motion to find that proposed ordinance number 967 is exempt from CEQA and waive full reading and introduce ordinance number 967 amending chapter 1640 for fireworks of Title IX, Health and Safety of the Bell Gardens Municipal Code to permit the sale and use and discharge of safe and sane fireworks. I'll place that motion.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by myself, Miguel de la Rosa, and second by Councilmember Chavez. City Clerk, will you please conduct a roll call vote?
Yes, thank you. Members of the council and successor agency, Barcena,
No.
Councilmember Chavez,
Aye.
Councilwoman Sanchez,
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Guillen,
Yes.
and Mayor de la Rosa.
Yes.
Motion passes 3-2.
Thank you, City Clerk. We will now move over to public participation for items not listed on the agenda. Public participation is now open. City Clerk, will you please announce the instructions for public participation?
Yes, thank you. Members of the public will now have an opportunity to speak on items not listed on the agenda. Please state your name for the record. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes, subject to an overall 30-minute period. Callers wishing to speak may do so at this time by dialing *9 from your phone, and when instructed, dial *6 to unmute yourself. Individuals joining through Zoom may request to speak by using the raise hand feature and select the unmute or microphone icon when instructed. We will first hear from speakers that are in person, and we did not receive any written communication.
We have a comment card for Xochitl Enriquez.
Good evening, council members, mayor, and the city of Bell Gardens. My name is Xochitl Henriquez, and I'm a community engagement specialist at Helpline Youth Counseling, located in Whittier. We are dedicated to serving the youth, families, and community members of Southeast Los Angeles area. I'm here to represent the work being done with the Southeast Community Alliance, or SECA Coalition, which is made up of organizations and members of different sectors to help combat and prevent substance use among youth here in Service Planning Area 7, also known as SPA 7. As part of our efforts, we lead several campaigns, including our Let's Make a Difference campaign, or LMD. This campaign raises awareness about opioid and prescription drug misuse while promoting safe storage and disposal of these medications. We do this by working with local pharmacies, police departments, schools, and other community organizations to promote safe practices. This past Saturday, April 25th, we participated in National Take Back Day with Whittier and Downey PD by providing free pillboxes, educational materials, and lockboxes to the community. Currently, we are working with 28 pharmacies across SPA 7. In Bell Gardens, we have visited 2 pharmacies. However, neither have agreed to participate in our campaign. There are roughly around 37,000 people living in this city of Bell Gardens, yet there are no safe drug and sharps disposal locations available within your community. The LA County Department of Public Health found that 52% of youth in SPA 7 said it's easy to access prescription medication, with the most common misused drug being opioids, and the most common place youth access these drugs being in their home. So there is an opportunity for the city of Bell Gardens to provide free, easily accessible, safe disposal sites. These sites would allow residents to properly dispose of expired or unwanted medications, helping prevent youth access and reduce the risk of harmful outcomes such as overdose or substance use disorders. I acknowledge Bell Gardens' commitment to community health and safety. Therefore, I encourage the City of Bell Gardens to join the Let's Make a Difference campaign in an effort to prevent substance use among youth and work to add safe disposal drop-off sites to this community. With your support, we can make Bell Gardens a safer community and protect our youth. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. If there's no objection by the members of the City Council,
Sorry,
successor.
Mayor, I do have someone raising their hand virtually.
Yes.
Thank you. Zoom ID beginning with the name Mario. If you would please select the microphone icon and unmute yourself, and you may proceed with your comment.
Yeah, that was a very disappointing outcome to that last item. Well, okay, that's what you want. Tomorrow I got a Southgate City Council meeting, and I'm just dreading having to go to it because on the agenda they have. So you guys have your act together. You guys have been doing Zoom since 2020, and I want to applaud Bell Gardens and their former council members for figuring out that Zoom is the way to go. Here in Shitgate, all we got is YouTube. So on the agenda for tomorrow is the call-in feature, and they're going to figure out, they have to be in compliance with Senate Bill 707, and they're going to figure out whether or not to bring back Zoom. But in the item report for this call-in feature, the City Hall staff, what they proposed is Microsoft Teams. So I'm talking to our city clerk, Ms. Glaze, last Thursday. I said, so are we going to be able to make use of the Microsoft Teams app? And she says, no, you're just getting a phone number to call in. And I said to her right away, that's trash, Ms. Glaze, because think about this, council members. It means I would have to use my cell phone to call in to give public comment. But if I want to watch the meeting, I got to use another device to view it on YouTube. Here, I'm on one thing with you guys. I'm using one device. I don't have to call in. I don't do none of that shit, right? I got to use two devices if my city goes with Microsoft Teams. And in the item report, it states the reason why they want to do Microsoft Teams is because the city has a Microsoft 365 and uses Microsoft Teams, and therefore it's not going to cost the city one dime. Well, how great is that? They don't want to spend one dime on us for these bums to allow the residents a multitude of options of how to participate. Whether it's you can download the Zoom app on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop, and in my case, I have a 43-inch 4K ultra high definition television. And I downloaded the Zoom app, and that's how I'm participating with you guys on my TV. But here, these bums, they just want us to use a phone. So I got to fight for that to bring back Zoom. And I'm dreading that meeting because these mules here, they really don't know what they want. They don't know what to do. And we're always we're always put in last place with them. We're not the priority. The departments, they take care of the departments. Okay, how much time do I have here?
You have 30 seconds left.
I'll wrap it up with this. So on the same agenda for tomorrow, for the police department, they're going to spend $77,373.34 for what they call mobile data computers. This is the thing that goes inside the squad car. That's the computer brain, right inside the squad car. $77,300 and whatever, $77,000 for 12 of these suckers. So they have no problem investing in our police department.
Thank you. Your time is up. Thank you for your comment.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and members of the council. That was the last public comment.
Thank you very much, City Clerk. If there's no objection by the members of the City Council successor agency, we will close public participation for non-agenda items. City Clerk, would you please announce the instructions for public participation for items listed on the agenda?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Members of the public will now have an opportunity to speak on items listed on the agenda. Please state your name for the record. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. Callers wishing to speak may do so at this time by dialing *9 from your phone, and when instructed, dial *6 to unmute yourself. Individuals joining through Zoom may request to speak by using the raise hand feature and select the unmute or microphone icon when instructed. We didn't receive any public comment cards, and we didn't receive any written communication, but we do have one person raising their hand virtually. Zoom ID beginning with Zoom ID with Mario. You may proceed with your comment.
Okay, hold on. I'm scrolling here, looking for the on the agenda here. Hang on a second. On the consent. Hang on a second. It's the one having to do with the park. Hang on a second. What is it? Just a moment here. Which item is this here? Oh, yes, okay. Approve the plans and specifications, authorization, solicit bids for Ford Park Playground restroom improvements. When is this project going to commence? Can someone lay out the time? I didn't get a chance to read the item report. I would just like to know when is the Ford Park Playground restroom improvements. When is it going to be done before summer, by July, the end of summer, and just an update on that. And congratulations on that 250,000. That's a tremendous score to have for the other park that they're going to get that upgrade. All in with that.
Thank you so much for your comment. Mayor and members of the council, that was the last public comment.
Thank you so much, City Clerk. If there's no objection by the members of the City Council, I will now close public participation. Moving on to item number 9. Does any member of the council have anything to report from their committees? If not, we'll move over.
If I may.
Yes, of course.
I'm pretty sure you guys already heard the news, but I want to just mention again that Hub Cities received funding from LA County, which basically extends our funding to 2 more years, and that was a huge move on behalf of the county. They call it a miracle because most of the time staff or the county just follows staff recommendation. So it's a really big deal, and I want to thank the mayor and I want to thank the council for really stepping up and you know, providing public comment. I know some of you called in, and just generally you were very supportive in this process, and I appreciate that. But now we can count on Hub Cities providing their education and career development for 2 more years to come, and hopefully we'll also re-strategize that joint powers authority in order to do better, right? Do better for the employees there and for our communities.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Bárcena. Any other updates on behalf of my colleagues?
Mayor, if I may?
Yes.
If I briefly update the council on a couple of meetings that we've had through the Community and Economic Development Committee that the mayor and I sit on. We've been meeting almost bi-weekly, every other meeting, every other week, and we've been touching on topics in regards to housing. There's a couple of developments, and eventually I think some of them are going to be coming to us as on the council. Different housing projects that are throughout the city, such as the Shoal Street site, such as 8,000 Bell Gardens Avenue. There's another one on Eastern Avenue as well that's being built. I think 20 units that are private on that. So just we've been discussing that. We've also been touching on various stages of the different cannabis distributors or shops, I should say, retail shops, and where they are. Many of you have probably seen by now. Mr. Nice Guy's almost up and running. They already have a signage already out in the door that's advertising. Obviously, Off the Charts has been up and running, and the other one has been that's you can see wood being put up is the Ekian site on Priory and Eastern. So that site should already be in progress. So we've been having those meetings. We've also been talking about different subtopics within housing from our units here, our housing stock in Bell Gardens. You know, we've been having discussions about how we can convert some of the housing rental properties that we have into actual homes for sale, right? How can we turn some of our renters population into maybe granting them pathways to that first-time home buyer? What are grants available? You know, one of the things that we've also discussed has been about CDBG funds for improvements for housing, right? Whether it be some sort of infrastructure, you know, project, whether that be some sort of improvement for homes that are deteriorating and they need support financially. Those are some of the grants, and looking forward to the future, bringing some sort of those type of grants for economic development, right? A lot of businesses here along our eastern corridor, Garfield, Florence, they need that extra support. So just wanted to share that and provide that update. Thank you.
Thank you for the update, Councilmember Chavez. If there's no objection by my colleagues, we will now proceed with item number 10, City Manager's Report.
Thank you, Mayor De La Rosa. Just want to remind everybody, we have an open art studio experience on Thursdays at 6 p.m. at Veterans Park. We have the resident art and yard sale on Fridays at 10 o'clock at Veterans Park also. On April 17th, the art and yard sale also had the free farmers market, which occurs at 11 a.m. April 18th, Saturday, there was a spring cleanup at Asmus and Hannah Park. Also, we had our monthly food program, but just want to thank everybody from the community, staff, council, everybody that came out for the cleanup on that Saturday morning at both parks and the neighboring streets in that area. Also want to mention April 18th and 19th was yard sale weekend. I kind of perused the stuff that was on Bell Gardens Uncensored, and the video that was showing that people were selling, like pretty good stuff. Wednesday, April 22nd, the police department hosted Churches in Action. Wednesday, April 29th, so this Wednesday, the police department is hosting a business watch meeting over at Encanto Banquet Center at 9 a.m. So it's a good place to see and hear what some of the local businesses are dealing with, requests for services that they have, and things of that nature. On Friday, May 1st, we have our free farmers market at the Art and Yard Sale. That's at 11 o'clock. The Art and Yard Sale is at 10. On Tuesday, May 5th, the police department has Taco with a Cop that's co-hosted by La Carniceria over here on Florence from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The weekend of May 7th through 10th, I know people look forward to this every year. It's the Bell Gardens Lions Club 65th Annual Community Fair. So we'll have pre-sale wristbands that are $10 off the week of the fair. So it's Thursday through Sunday, May 7th through 10th. So next week, we should have those wristbands. They're $35. We'll be open from 9 to 5 at the rec office at Ford Park to sell them. They're $45 if you buy them on site. That's for all day. Just want to mention the consent item. It has several items of interest for residents, business, and stakeholders of Bell Gardens. We've got a memorandum of agreement with several of our employee groups, including our police officer, police management group, and our supervising public works employees. We have an agreement for a $400,000 grant that we got competitively from Measure A from the county for the design of an open space park and trail on the Edison right-of-way right there along Clara. We also have an agreement for legal services related to the city's water system. And also just want to make clarification on, we also have an item on consent that is rejecting the bids and then reissuing and re-advertising for bids for the Ford Park Playground and Restroom project. The goal there is to prioritize the playground and then the restroom, as the playground will get use immediately. And the goal is to have that out in the fall. We've just had some issues with the bids, and the playground may take a little bit longer than that. So that's all I have, and thank you, Mayor.
Thank you so much, City Manager. We will now move over to consent calendar. Does any member of the council wish to pull an item for separate discussion? If not, may I have a motion to approve items numbers 11.1 through 11.10 of the consent calendar? We have a motion
Second.
a motion second.
I will second, and motion by Councilmember Francis De Leon Sanchez.
Yes.
Dr. Francis De Leon Sanchez.
City Clerk, will you please conduct a roll call vote?
Yes, thank you. Members of the Council and Successor Agency, Barcena.
Yes.
Councilmember Chavez.
Aye.
Councilwoman Sanchez.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Guillen. Yes. And Mayor De La Rosa. Motion passes 5-0.
Before we proceed with discussion items, we will call in a 5-minute recess and we'll reconvene shortly.
Mayor and members of the council, the meeting is now live streamed again.
Thank you, City Clerk. Moving on to the discussion portion of the meeting. City Manager, will you please announce discussion item number 12.1?
Yes, thank you, Mayor De La Rosa. This item is the local commission item. It's staff's recommendation that the City Council review the commission's appointment list, by motion remove commissioners, and or make appointments to the posted vacancies. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, City Manager. No changes on my end or updates.
Nothing on my end.
Okay, sounds good. City Manager, will you please announce discussion item 12.3?
Yes, thanks again, Mayor De La Rosa. This item is for the consideration of a resolution approving an agreement between the City of Bell Gardens and Landwed Enterprise for IT services, IT and VoIP services. I will turn it over to the Assistant to the City Manager, Hyla Soto, to provide a presentation. And as he's queuing it up, I just want to say when we put out RFPs for services, we're always appreciative when we get proposals from highly qualified firms. In this case, we had three highly qualified firms, two of which are current service providers to the City of Bell Gardens. So that makes it a tough decision, tough for staff as we're reviewing, because we know in the end we'll be recommending one service provider. So with that, I'll turn it over to Hylas. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, City Manager O'Kelly, and good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and council members. Again, the item you'll be reviewing tonight is for IT and VoIP services. So I guess one of the questions sometimes is everyone hears IT, but sometimes just going back to basic explaining what IT is all about. So IT, which is also known as just information technology, it's the practice of managing data, and specifically just goes into how it's stored, transported, processed, and transformed into something useful. I would argue that IT is everywhere, encompassing just about everything involving computers, data storage, processing, or communication. Some of the core IT components that work together include hardware, which refers to laptops and computers, servers, some of the network hardware, which involve routers, switches, cables, and access points. And the access points provide us Wi-Fi access for internet connectivity, as well as software. So that's just the operating systems that run the computers, laptops, the web browsers, such as Chrome and Edge, as well as even our Zoom feature for our calling feature and for public participation. Just going to read over this quote that became meme famous earlier this month. That reads, "I have two Microsoft Outlooks and neither one is working." This came from the Artemis moon mission earlier this year by NASA. Astronaut Reed Wiseman experienced something that many of us Microsoft users have known all too well, that his Outlook email just stopped working. So they had to call in tech support, even on a multi-billion-dollar moon mission, to fix their Outlook and email. The other component of the request for services agreement relates to VoIP. VoIP just refers to the Voice over Internet Protocol. It's a technology that allows us to make voice calls using broadband internet connections instead of just a regular analog phone line, just kind of more commonly known as just copper lines. So it's just a technology that kind of developed at the end of the 90s, early 2000s, and it's more or less deployed everywhere. So just some background information. The city has historically relied on contracted professional services to support its technology needs and has acted as an extension of city staff. Since 2006, the city has relied on Landwed for professional services relating to just core networking design, network maintenance, as well as assisting with the police department with their networking operations, as well as the phone system, the VoIP phone system at all city locations. So going over the request for proposals, also just known as the RFP process, on February 12th, staff issued the RFP for comprehensive IT and VoIP services for all city facilities. and it closed on March 12th at 5 p.m. The city clerk's office received 3 proposals from the following 3 firms. First was IBE Digital, Landwan Enterprises Incorporated, and Visual Edge IT. And just like the city manager mentioned, 2 of the 3 firms are existing vendors. IBE handles all of our copiers, and Landwan, just like mentioned earlier, has been our IT tech support since 2006. As part of the evaluation and interview process, staff just evaluated to make sure that the RFPs were responsive to the RFP requirements. And then staff conducted an interview on April 14th of the 3 firms, and the panel consisted of myself, as well as our senior management analyst, Jennifer Pineda, and our police captain, Barrios, that sat in the interview process. And then using the weighted evaluation rubric with a scale of 0 to 5, each of the firms were individually rated by each of the panelists on 5 major categories. 20% were allocated to qualifications, 20% on key personnel, 40% on project understanding, 10% on interview, and 10% on the cost. This is the summary that was included in the staff report that simply just showcases the year 1 fixed costs and rating for each of the 3 firms. So the first column on the table just shows the firms. Second column goes over the overall score. Landwan had an overall score of 4.7, followed by the 2 other firms. The year 1 cost, combining the 2 technicians, one for the city hall and facilities, as well as one dedicated to the police department. The VoIP and the cybersecurity costs were around $598,000, and just estimating an annual projected cost for special projects, we estimated about $120,000 for the cost to have the technicians assist with special projects. And in total, year 1 cost will be at $718,000. Should be noted that Landwan proposed a 0% increase on all 5-year terms, so it will be a fixed cost throughout for 5 years of the agreement. And I will proceed with the next slide, which is just going over the VoIP phone system component. So Landwan will be replacing the existing Star-to-Star Sangoma phone system that the city has been using for over 10 years. And they will be providing 152 complimentary phones as part of the solution deployment. And then we'll just be able to select based on 2 different models, based on user preference, department needs, and operational requirements. And this monthly cost is just at $3,500, and there is a one-time cost of $4,696 to deploy this new VoIP system. Landwan also proposed a cybersecurity package, and it just includes a comprehensive layered cybersecurity protection covering endpoint, email, human risk, and vulnerabilities that are fully managed cybersecurity stack with proactive monitoring, reporting, and ongoing protection. And I just won't go over the specifics that were provided as part of the cybersecurity package, simply because it's not best practice to just keep disclosing what type of security layers. Even though it's part of the proposal, I just tried to minimize the amount of discussion for it, just in case if there's any people that might be interesting to go after our networks. And it does happen. Normally we have to deal with this. We noticed an increase in spam email after like large political turmoil, such as the recent Iran war. So there was a significant amount of uptick, usually during the holidays, right before Christmas, we noticed an increase on spam and phishing scams during that time, simply because people know that people are on vacation and they're more likely to submit some emails that might people might accidentally click on and vote and compromise the network. I'm just going to quickly just go over some special project examples, as that was included on the table describing the first year costs. So one of the things that we normally use, the special projects, are for our monthly public meetings. There are 5 scheduled commission meetings that we have our technicians assist with performing and assisting with the setup of the audio video system as well as the live streaming component. And then we generally will have 2 city council meetings each month. They are responsible for setting up the interpretation, both for English and Spanish. And shout out to our interpreters, Samantha and Claudia, for assisting with that simultaneous interpretation. So we're streaming, using the same streaming equipment from our interpreter equipment with our live stream component. And then for the live stream, so we're live streaming one on Zoom, so that's one app. And then we have 3 live streams going at the same time. One dedicated channel for English language, one for Spanish, and one bilingual, which is just the English and Spanish version of the meeting. We're also streaming it live on the website. Again, one English, one Spanish, and one bilingual. And then on Facebook, I just put 2. Lately, Facebook has been limiting. We were able to do 3 live streams recently. We could definitely secure 2 live streams at the same time. So we normally dedicate bilingual in English, and then we could get Spanish, and we'll get that one going as well. So this just gives options based on our public to participate. They can view it at their own convenience, whether live or at a later time at their convenience. And then for special projects, include special events. So usually there will be some type of live stream component for projects, special events such as our Independence Day, Fiestas Patrias, tree lighting ceremony, holiday parade, and a few others. And then we also set up with the weekly meetings, such as our Toastmasters group that meets in the UOC on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. So I'll just quickly go over just some of the Landwan credentials. So they're just a municipal focused IT firm with over 20 years of experience, and they focus on the public, also assisted 17 years of it, of which are in public safety environment, including police departments. It is a women-owned small business headquartered in Irvine, and Landway operates a 24/7 network and security operations center, known as kind of like a NOC/SOC, staffed with over 20 service desk technicians. And one of the items that they highlighted is they include an in-house certified ethical hacker that kind of will test their own cybersecurity and network security functions to make sure that it could withstand some nefarious, prevent from nefarious attacks. And then also just one of the benefits that was indicated by Landwell is that they hold the California C3, which is a low voltage, and a C10 electrical contractor's license. And this enables the firm to design, install, and support critical infrastructure such as citywide Wi-Fi, cameras, and network systems. And here's just a quick list of some municipal client references that they included. Recently, they were approved for a contract for IT services with the city of South Pasadena, as well as with last year the security contract with the city of Pasadena, specifically with the Rose Bowl Stadium, and as well as the city of Lomita. Their clients are the city of San Gabriel and Yucaipa. And then they help, since they are an authorized Motorola partner, they're able to assist with a lot of public safety agencies, including LAPD, LA County Sheriff's Department, Riverside County Sheriffs, as well as Orange County Sheriffs. And just with this proposal, since Land One is your existing IT provider, this there will be no transition period needed for the execution of this contract. It will allow for continuity of operations, systems, credentials, and documentation and support responsibilities. And again, just since IT and VoIP touch every department, include critical public safety, financial, and infrastructure systems, an abrupt changeover could introduce just operational risk and additional costs. And I'll just quickly go over what was stated in the staff report, which is just fiscal impact. So the current budget covers there are sufficient funds for the 2025-2026 fiscal year budget as approved by the City Council, and then staff will budget funds accordingly in the following fiscal years with the approved professional services agreement. And the chart, I know it's a little bit harder to read, but it just kind of has a breakdown for the costs and based on the accounts and descriptions for one city technician, one police department technician, the VoIP annual cost, the cybersecurity licenses, and special projects with an allocation of 1,000 hours at a rate of $120 an hour. So as you can see just on the chart, it just states the first year there is a one-time fee of again $46.96, but overall the 5-year contract will be for a little bit under $4.6 million. And I'm just going to go over some of the agreement highlights. It is a 3 years commencing July 1st, 2026, and the agreement may be extended up to 2 one-year extensions. And again, the compensation will be $718,000 a year, to totaling a little bit under $4.6 million. There is a termination clause in the agreement that states city may immediately terminate this agreement at any time for convenience and without cause by giving prior written notice. And in concluding this presentation, IT services are critical for the city, and again, through a comprehensive evaluation, Land One emerged as the most qualified IT and VoIP provider for the city. Recommendation, it is staff's recommendation that the City Council adopt the attached resolution that was in the staff report and agenda report, authorizing the city manager to execute a professional services agreement between the City of Bell Gardens and N1 Enterprises Incorporated for IT and VoIP services. This concludes my report, and I'm here to just answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you for the thorough report. One thing that really stood out to me was that you have a 0% increase from years 2 to 5. I think that's a great deal. Another selling point was the ethical hackers that are also on call with this type of contract. I think that's key. I mean, in the past month, I received 3 phishing emails. And one of them, I think Marco, Councilmember Barcena, received an email of someone pretending to be me, and it looked pretty legitimate. But it's concerning to see how many vulnerabilities, right, there are in the digital space. And that also brought me a great sense of perspective with the police department. I did a ride-along with them pretty recently, and I was seeing how their dispatching system is key in many ways, right? In receiving information, transferring information, and such. So it made me really take IT, you know, in such a. It made me realize how critical it is in many scenarios, and I guess my question here would be in regards to the 1,000 hours, which are devoted to the special projects. In the past, how many of these hours have we utilized approximately?
In the past year, it can be higher, the number, roughly around 15 to 1,800 hours. It just depends on what's needed on a year-to-year basis. But we just went with a kind of middle-on-the-road approach at just a flat 1,000.
Thank you so much. I'll open up the floor for any questions or comments from council.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the presentation. I wanted to ask if we can have a filter placed on our emails for any emails coming in that say, Dear Madam or Sir, because those tend to be the phishing emails. But I did have a question in regards to one of the tables that showed, I think, $250,000 for a technician position. Do you mind maybe dialing back to that? I just want to have an understanding of what that is. I mean, I think generally with the three proposals, we obviously have a solid recommendation from staff, and I appreciate that. It makes it easier for us, but I do want to go back to the chart with the technician. I think it said 250,000. It might be a few forward after that. It's a little bit more, I'll let you know. That one right there. So what is that 249,000 first line, year one? Does that mean that that's the cost for a technician for 1 year? And does that mean that they're working like full-time, 40 hours? Or how do we quantify that?
Yes, so the breakdown is 249,600, and the account number associated with the first line item is for the city technician, and the second item, which is the same number, but that one is for the police department. So you'll just see it's different numbers. So it's one technician. It's for the all city facilities that's shared. So they mostly are housed here in City Hall, and then they'll just go to all of our remote sites. And then we have one technician that will be dedicated to the police department.
And Councilmember Marcin, so it's basically 2,080 hours times a $120 rate. So it's full-time, fully burdened cost, $120 an hour. If you take it times 2,080, you get the $249,000.
Okay, and I think they're making more than our city manager and police chief and
It's still, our benefits are, I think our benefits cost more.
Yeah, no, it really helps. It really helps to put things into perspective. And regardless of that, right, I think the proposals are solid. The experience that we're getting with this recommendation and the services, I feel pretty confident about staff recommendations. So thank you for going over those numbers.
If I may, Mayor, I just want to say thank you to everybody who submitted a proposal. I also want to thank staff for doing an incredible job in presenting this. Really appreciate the thorough presentation, Hylas. You know, very, very, very informative with all the, nooks and crannies when it comes to just special events, right? You listed, I'm thinking the Independence Day, Fiestas Patrias, the parade, and every time we go, Steve is usually out there no matter what. With the iPad, you're also out there, and we're live streaming on multiple devices. So I just want to really commend the incredible work that our staff does together, and also the services that IT provides, that Landwood provides, and always appreciate Steve for always helping us out, no matter what, making sure that everything is up and running. I've had a fair share of incidents too where, we've had phishing emails with folks saying, I've had emails where they'll phrase it as, Mr. or Madam, and then it'll be like, hey, hey, Jorge, I'm out of the office right now. Can you go to the store and get me a gift card or something? That's how it's drafted up usually, these phishing emails. And then you click on the actual name of the person, and they'll have their username as that, but then once you hover over the name, it'll actually be a fake email. But they've gotten really sneaky on how to go about trying to, get our information. And right away, we'll follow up with each other, and we'll say, hey, did you just send me this? Is this really, but again, thank you to Steve, thank you to everybody who's made this possible, Hylis, and obviously our city manager. And, whether it's weekends or even on holidays, I mean, Steve's literally here updating the software, making sure that, that room in the back is it's cooling down because it's just, consistently running. And I just want to say thank you. So again, I appreciate all the bids were submitted. And I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right? I think you had mentioned in one of the slides how long they've been here with us. They know the city for quite a while. So, I hope that we continue that. So again, thank you so much for all the incredible work.
I do want to thank staff. I know that it was noted that all the proposals currently serve the city in one way, shape, or form in some service. So I know being able to filter through them, being not biased, when going through it and just kind of ranking each of them. Thank you for showing data and facts as to why they were ranked the way that they were. And just to echo some of the sentiments of my colleagues, when it comes and we think of our IT, I think of Steve right away. And I know that it doesn't matter what time of day it is or what day it is, like, you're always there to help us. So I do want to thank you especially, but I also want to thank Lanwan itself, because if we really think about how long this company has been with the City of Bell Gardens, they have been with the City of Bell Gardens through many city managers, many council members. And so that tells me that this is a company that cares about the city, right? And cares about the ongoing use of what they do for the City of Bell Gardens. And that's something, to me, that's really important, because it doesn't matter who's sitting up here. It doesn't matter who's, running the city. This company has shown proof that they're able to continue to do the job and do it well. So thank you.
I think considering the fact that Lanwan has been providing services, quality services for many years, since 2006, I believe. It's almost 2 decades now. Wow. But considering the fact that they've, stuck through thick and thin, right, with, for example, the 2008 recession and the context behind it, right, that they even accommodated their pricing, to make sure that the city still sustains the services. I think that speaks volumes. To Dr. De Leon Sanchez's point, it goes to show that they're there, and they're very caring about the work that they put in. And with that said, we'd like to see if there's a motion to adopt resolution 2026.
Mayor, if I may, before we make the motion, I just want to make one more comment. And this is more so just how, just a point that I feel like may be appropriate at this time as we're talking about IT. Maybe our city manager might be able to share a little bit more, but if we look back, 30 years ago, back in the 90s, 80s, 70s, IT wasn't even really a thing to consider of a line item per se that we had to take into account, right? It was probably some sort of book or a shelf in the back that had a bunch of files that everything is now quote unquote in this cloud that, that's floating in the air, and now it's something that we have to adjust for. And to Councilmember Barcena's point about, obviously costs and how much, the expenses are. I mean, that's the industry, right? And I mean, if we're gonna it's like, imagine this is our home and we're trying to get a good security system for our home. It's so different from like what do they call I forgot, ATT or something. I don't know, I've seen those, but like when you're installing those Ring cameras or whatever the thing is, it's the price we pay to make sure that we can protect our city. And we've seen countless different agencies be attacked by malware, or I don't even know if that's the proper terminology, but they'll go and they'll take information. So anyways, I just want to mention that point and how we've had to adapt. I know you mentioned 2008, the Great Recession, but I'm thinking COVID, how everything just had to transition. Prior to me being on the council, and maybe Councilmember Barcena might know this, but I used to come and I would just kind of live stream the videos from my own profile. And that was quote unquote like the live streaming of the council meetings, and people would tune in to see what was going on. It wasn't until, and that was right before COVID hits, and then we started to adapt to Zoom meetings and such. So by the time I did get on the council, that was something that was obviously priority. So anyways, just thoughts and how quick technology moves, and I'm glad to see that our city's heading in the right direction. I want to thank our city manager for the incredible work that he's done.
Lastly, Mayor, if I may, I do want to thank for your professional services and also the customer service that they provide. I do want to highlight that. That's exceptional. I remember being out in Mexico and Steve just replying because I was having a hard time. Thank you. And the way that they show up for communities. So we truly value that. Thank you.
And to echo the points that Councilmember Chavez mentioned, we get public comment stating how they enjoy the setup that we have with Zoom compared to other cities, and I think that also speaks volumes from the constituents' points of views. So again, thank you so much to Steve. He's always been there. Every time there's a late night, I always hear someone back there, and I'm like, I wonder who is it. I take a peek and it's Steve.
It's between Steve and Hylas. They both stay really late, and I'm like, man. But I know Hylas lives like right next door, in the other city. But I mean, Steve has to drive all the way to to Riverside County or something. That's a drive. Yeah. So, anyways, thank you again, Steve, for all the work, and thank you, Hylas, also for all the countless hours.
Thank you so much, everyone. And with that said, if there's no more comments or questions, I would like to see if there's a motion to adopt Resolution 2026-41.
I'll move to adopt the resolution.
And I'll second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Barcena and a second by Dr. De Leon Sanchez. May we have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Members of the Council and Successor Agency, Barcena.
Yes.
Councilmember Chavez.
Aye.
Councilwoman Sanchez.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Guillen.
Yes.
And Mayor De La Rosa.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you, City Clerk. City Manager, will you please announce the next discussion item?
Yes, thanks again, Mayor De La Rosa. This item is the consideration of a resolution that would establish and adopt a policy and procedure in accordance with Senate Bill 707. I will turn it over to our City Clerk, Daisy Gomez, so she can provide a presentation. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. While we wait for the presentation to pull up, did want to mention that this is pursuant to a new law that we have to present to council a policy. Okay, so in implementing meeting disruption procedures, and it's originated from Senate Bill 707. So the purpose is that once Senate Bill 707 was passed, it was to diversify and increase public engagement during local government meetings for City Council, Planning Commission, and Traffic and Safety Commission. So those are the legislative bodies by offering the virtual attendance. And the new requirements is where Senate Bill 707 amends the Brown Act requiring that the City Council adopt the technology disruption policy. So the City Council has already been pursuing the technology behavior, offering it to the public, so we're ahead of that. But what we haven't done is established procedures in the event if the hybrid meeting broadcast disruption. So this is satisfying the new state requirement. The disruption response procedures is to recess. So should we have a disruption during the meeting, we would recess the meeting, the open session immediately, remain in recess for at least 1 hour or until the service is restored, whichever comes first. And if City Council was to meet in closed session during the recess, that can continue. That wouldn't be part of having to recess the meeting. If it's not resolved within an hour, then the council may resume to open session, and they may adopt by roll call vote in finding that 1, good faith efforts were made to restore the service, and 2, the public interest in resuming the meeting outweighs the public interest in remote access, or adjourn the meeting. So in the policy, it doesn't actually identify adjourning the meeting, but that is essentially what would be the only other option. So it is recommended that the City Council adopt Resolution 2026-42, establishing and adopting the City Council policy implementing meeting disruption procedures for two-way remote attendance as required by the Senate Bill 707. And I am here to answer any questions, and the city attorney as well.
Thank you, City Clerk. Again, it goes to show why IT is so important. No questions on my behalf. How about my colleagues?
Just to clarify, if we cannot resolve the issue within an hour and council feels that they need to proceed forward after that hour, they could without any penalty or anything, right?
Yes, as long as the majority of the council votes on that.
Thank you.
Other questions, comments? If not, may I have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number 2026-42?
I'll move.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Guillen,
Second.
second by Councilmember Bárcena. City Clerk, will you please conduct a roll call?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Members of the council, successor agency Bárcena,
Yes.
Councilmember Chavez,
Aye.
Councilwoman Sanchez,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Guillen,
Yes.
and Mayor de la Rosa.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
City Manager, will you please announce the next discussion item?
Yes, thank you, Mayor De La Rosa. This next item is the annual comprehensive financial report for fiscal year 24-25. I will turn it over to Manuel Carrillo. This is a receive and file for all of these reports. I'll turn over to Manuel Carrillo, our Finance and Administrative Services Director. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager. Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council, this evening we will be providing a brief overview on the results of our annual comprehensive financial report for the concluded fiscal year of 24-25. State law requires cities to perform annual independent financial audits to ensure accountability and accuracy in their financial statements. The city contracted with the certified public accounting firm of Gruber & Lopez to conduct the audit. As part of its review, Gruber & Lopez completed its annual preparation of the following: the Annual Comprehensive Financial Report, also referred to as the ACFR, the Single Audit Report of Schedule of Expenditures of Federal Awards. This is required when federal funds of $700,000 or more are expended. A report on communication with those charged with governance, and the Independent Accountant's Report on agreed-upon procedures applied to appropriation limit worksheets. Now, with us this evening to present this information is Mr. Matt Lenton, Audit and Accounting Director with the firm of Gruber & Lopez. He'll be providing us with the details on the audit results for fiscal year 24-25. Matt, welcome. Thanks for joining us this evening, and whenever you're ready, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you to the Members Council for having us give this presentation. If you could advance the next slide, please. First, as I go through the initial part, we're just going to give you a brief overview of what the audit process is. The audit for the city was performed in accordance with generally accepted auditing standards, as well as government auditing standards, which is a more strict code of rules we need to follow. The objectives of the audit process is to ensure the city's financial statements present fairly in all material respects, the respective statements of financial position, which is your balance sheet, and your activities, which is your income statement for the city of Bell Gardens. To meet the objectives of the audit and in accordance with our auditing standards, we perform various tests. Some of the more significant procedures include the documentation and testing of city internal controls over all accounting cycles. On sample basis, we test disbursements and transfers and journal entries for compliance with city policies and, where applicable, compliance with state and federal grant requirements. We also confirm from third parties cash, investments, certain revenues, receivable, long-term debt, and commitments, and obtain and analyze the attorney responses. We perform compliance and allowable cost tests on the use of federal funds, and we reconcile the city's general ledger to various detailed sub-ledgers. And also in the process, we're evaluating the reasonableness of city estimates and assumptions made. As previously mentioned, the audit itself does produce a significant amount of reports. The main one being the ACFR, which is the financial statements. We also have a report on compliance and internal controls over financial reporting in accordance with government auditing standards. There's also a report on compliance and internal controls over your federal major programs in accordance with the uniform guidance. We test the appropriations limit, essentially the budget. And then obviously we issue a communication letter to those charged with government, considered our management letter. The results of the audit is we did issue an unmodified opinion on the city's financial statements April 13th of 2026, so just recently. An unmodified opinion is the highest opinion an auditor can issue, so that's very good news. We did have one material weakness in internal controls that we wanted to review with you. That's on the next slide. So our significant deficiency for 2025-1, there were several audit adjustments that were required this year to get us to the end results, and they were discovered through the audit process. Some of the significant adjustments included cash investments, loans receivable, fund balance, capital assets, depreciation, accounts payable, accrued liabilities, and long-term debt, as well as unearned revenue. So as we go through the process, since we did have journal entries, we are required to report that as a management letter comment. And we work with staff on not only recording these entries, but trying to improve those in the future. And next slide. The results of our audit, just continuing on that, we had no instances of non-compliance, which is material to the financial statements under government auditing standards. We had no material weaknesses or significant deficiencies in internal controls under the uniform guidance over federal programs, and our testing over the appropriation limit reported or disclosed no findings. The city has been the recipient of the Government Finance Officers Association, GFOA, Certificate of Achievement in Financial Reporting. The 25 report will be submitted to GFOA for consideration, and we believe that the city will receive that certificate. The preparation of the ACFR includes audit opinions, financial statements, in addition of which other things, but we don't opine on, is the letter of transmittal, management's discussion and analysis, and the statistical section of 22 various charts required by GFOA. Again, those last three are the city staff's contribution to the report. And again, as I mentioned earlier, we do believe the 25 CAFR, or it's actually ACFR, sorry, there's a little typo there, but has met all the requirements to receive the GFOA award. And I'm going to briefly go over some financial highlights for the year. The management discussion analysis, starting on page 4 of the report, is an important component of the report, which will give you a really good understanding of the financial highlights for the year. The highlights that I'm going to go over are excerpts from the MD&A. The largest government-wide revenue source was the card club taxes, general revenue of $15.4 million for the year. That did decrease from 18.2 from the preceding fiscal year. The assets and deferred outflow of the city exceeded its liabilities and deferred inflows at the close of fiscal year 25, resulting in a net position or equity of $79.7 million. This is an increase of about $76,000 from the prior year. Total revenues for the city were $76.6 million, comprised of $33.5 million in program revenues and another $43.1 million in general revenues and transfers. And the governmental activity expenses decreased by $16 million or 22% from the previous year. The water utility system and golf course revenues totaled $3.7 million, which increased by approximately $860,000 from the previous year due to water rate increases, while the golf course experienced a slight decrease in income of $66,000. The city's investment in capital assets for governmental and business type activities as of the end of the year was 126.2 million net of accumulated depreciation, as compared to last year, 112.4 million. So an increase in our infrastructure and related capital assets this year. Long-term debt increased by 10.6 million to a total of 119.9 million. The most significant increase was in post-employment obligations and our net pension liability. Total fund financial statement analysis. As of the end of the fiscal year, June 30, 2025, the city's governmental funds reported a combined ending fund balance of 27.9 million. That is a decrease of 20.5 million from the previous year, primarily due to $58 million of unavailable revenues, which a significant proportion should be earned in subsequent years. As for the general fund, as of the end of June 30, 2025, general fund had actual revenues that were lower than budgeted amounts by 2.7 million. Actual expenditures exceeded the budget by 10 million. We did see a decrease in fund balance, 12.5 million, which decreased equity previously reported at 25.3. With that, that's the items that we had planned to present to you. And if you had any further questions, I'd be happy to address those.
Thank you so much for the thorough presentation and the report as well. Definitely a lot of information to digest. One thing that stood out to me was in regards to long-term debt. I saw that it was on the report. It stated that it was previously 130 million, and now it's at 120 million, which is approximately a 9% difference. And part of that is mentioned that this is all due to CalPERS and some changes in that aspect. But my question here would be, is this decrease in debt cyclical, or is this something we can expect to diminish over the next several years?
Both with the CalPERS retirement and liability, as well as the OPEB, your other post-employment benefits, both of those values are determined based on an actuarial report. Those reports, at least for the OPEB, is done every 2 years. So there are some fluctuations that can happen based on changes in market conditions and benefits provided. And with CalPERS, they do report annually. However, there's a 2-year look-back period. So some of the information that we're using to create this liability for this year is on old information. So once they get updated, they don't do it, like I said, it's a 2-year window that they look back. Obviously with change in market conditions, and that will obviously have a significant impact. And so we do see fluctuations from time to time when the valuations are updated, but it also has a lot to do with current market issues and changes in benefits.
Thank you so much, Matt. Appreciate the response. Any questions or comments from my fellow colleagues?
Just a comment. I want to thank staff, especially Manuel, for keeping the budget, and the fact that we got a unmodified review, which could be the highest possible. So I really appreciate all the work that you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. De Leon Sanchez. If there's no objection by the council, may I have a motion and a second to adopt resolution for item number 12.4?
It's a motion to receive and file.
Motion to receive and file, yes.
Move.
We have a motion by Councilmember Barcena. May I have a second?
I motioned.
Oh, you motioned. Gotcha.
Oh, I thought you were telling them what the direction will be.
Okay, so we have the motion by Dr. De Leon Sanchez and a second by Councilmember Barcena. City Clerk, will you please conduct the roll call?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Members of the council and successor agency, Barcena.
Yes.
Councilmember Chavez.
Aye.
Councilwoman Sanchez.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Guillen.
Yes.
And Mayor De La Rosa.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you so much. All right. Now moving on to item 13, we'll move over to councilmember comments, starting with Councilmember Barcena.
Yes, thank you, staff, for all your work. Thank you to the council for all of your care for our city. And yeah, I want to invite you guys to a little event. We're doing an environmental justice event about air quality. It's called Aire de mis pulmones, and we're going to have some locals that are going to be playing. You know, some of the residents that play at Fort Park, a guy that plays the accordion. He used to be a public works employee. He's going to be playing there. We're also going to have a couple of other Southeast LA artists come by and do some music. But I think one of the main things that we're going to have, in addition to ECR being out there providing an educational component, is going to be a screening of a film called Breathworks, which is sort of like half a documentary and half like a performance sort of thing. It's very experimental. It's the first time we're going to have a screening of a film at the amphitheater, so it should be pretty special. Bring your jackets, bring a blanket, because it's probably going to be cold when it gets dark. But yeah, everyone's invited. Hope you can make it. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Councilmember Chavez.
Yeah, for me, I just want to first and foremost thank all the staff for incredible work that's being done. Thank you to our city manager for always, going above and beyond, and all the department heads. Really appreciate it. I want to take this moment to just remind folks we have, which was it? I'm trying to find it on my calendar. We have the fair coming up next weekend. It's going to be at Fort Park. I saw the banners already set up across the city, so really appreciate that. One of my favorite events. I love going to the fairs. It's one of the things. Catch me at the LA County Fair. Love going there too. Makes me feel young again. I want to also mention, I want to wish all the mothers happy Mother's Day. I know the next meeting we're not, it's going to be after that, literally the day after. So I want to go ahead and take a moment to recognize all the mothers and wish them happy Mother's Day. And with that said, again, thank you so much for all the incredible work, staff and department heads. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Chavez. Up next, Councilwoman Sanchez.
Once again, thank you to staff and to my colleagues. Like you noticed today, we may not agree on everything. We can agree to disagree, but I think at the end of the day, we are Team Bell Gardens, and we want what's best for our community. So being able to continue working together is important. So I think we should do that like we displayed today. Also, it's going to be Student Leadership Day later on this week on April 30th. So I'm excited for all of us to participate and to be involved with the students of Montebello Unified School District, as well as the department heads that will be there to facilitate the day for them. Thank you.
I really quick just want to say thank you and have a good night.
Thank you so much, everyone, for such a productive meeting from our legal team, city manager, department heads. Thank you so much. Earlier in the year, I did bring up an idea of having a council meeting being held somewhere else outside of the council chambers, mainly to spice it up a bit and also see if we could see an uptick in community engagement. And I just wanted to check in and see if it'd be possible. We could do it sometime this next month. Seeing the logistical details behind the council meeting from IT and beyond. Just wanted to check in and see if that would be possible.
Sure, Mayor. So we had looked at, based on the direction we got a couple months ago, we were looking at potentially June 8th or June 22nd. But just due to a couple of the items that are coming, particularly in the June 8th council meeting, are concerned, just to make sure that we've got everything set up. The staff recommendation would be to move it maybe to the next meeting, to the May 11th meeting. June 8th would be a difficult one, I think, for a couple of reasons, or the June 22nd meeting, if that's not too far out. But we definitely could do one. There's no reason, talking with staff, that we couldn't get one done May 11th or June 22nd. June 8th is just a difficult one.
Thank you.
Mayor, if I just may add, so if we were to move the meeting to a different location, it would be considered a special meeting, so just something to take into consideration. Given that we received direction to come back at the next meeting for closed session, I would just ask if we could have maybe the closed session here and then a special meeting wherever else it may be, if it's for the next council meeting. So just a thought.
If I may
Yes.
comment on that real quick. It's probably pretty cold still. I made a point to tell people about the upcoming event, so consider that, because it will get hot. It is getting hotter the longer we wait, so I just want to throw that out there.
So, in order to make this happen, would it require a motion, a second?
Just direction.
Just direction. All right.
If I may?
Yeah, please.
Just a suggestion, this is my thought. I figured, why not pair it up with one of the events for the summer that we're going to have, right? We have summer concerts and movies. They're done, Tuesdays and Thursdays at the park? Or Thursdays, they used to be Tuesdays and Thursdays during COVID. And I thought, why not just try to, if we already have the audience there, either we can begin the meeting before the showing, whatever we're going to show, or maybe we push the movie or the concert ahead, so then we could do the meeting. Preferably, I think we should do the meeting first, and then we do the concert, because then people sometimes, maybe they won't be there for the council meeting. But anyways, just a thought, and I think we've done something similar when we've had our budget workshop meeting at Ross Hall. I think we did that last year, and that was, it was a good turnout too. Just a thought. Or maybe we could do it at what is the event, Mike? The one that we're going with FIFA?
So, yes, Councilmember, that's on June 18th at Veterans Park. That would be for the FIFA World Cup watch party. So it's not the aquatic center, but I think if the meeting goes well, we kind of get the hang of doing these outdoor meetings. It doesn't stop us from doing another meeting maybe in the summertime still at the aquatic center in the amphitheater.
Yeah, I'd love that. Maybe when we're out there, I don't know what time the game is. I think it's like at 6 or something. If it's at 6, maybe after the game or before the game, we can maybe kick the ball around for a bit.
We would set it up as a special meeting, so it'd be outside of the June 8th meeting.
I will not be here that week. So if you are comfortable with moving forward with the meeting without legal counsel, then, or at least with me, I obviously would have other legal counsel.
Manny Cruz raised his hand. So
I was about to say, I'll tell you, I watched that planning commission meeting. Manny Cruz, he's on top of his game. We might have a new partner at AMLO soon.
Maybe at the direction of the council. We will make it happen. I think June 8th was just a concern for a couple of reasons as far as items that potentially might be coming, and just avoiding any kind of potential IT issues and or challenges that could come up from it that would have long-term ramifications. So any of these options will work for staff. That would be the only one that would be of the most concern, is that June 8th meeting. But special meeting on the 18th, meeting on the 22nd, meeting May 11th, whatever the council wants.
It's up to the mayor. I think ideally, do we want a big turnout? Do we want to, do we want to discuss a specific thing with the community there? It just really, I don't know. And I think about maybe the June meetings, they're so close to the fiscal year. Maybe that could be the budget meeting, right? Since we're not going to have it here, ideally. I don't know.
Yeah, I was looking at the calendar, and considering that movies at the park are on Thursdays, just wanted to see if make sure that council is also available, and want to be mindful of everyone's availability, right, for Mondays. I know you all work outside of council, and just wanted to be mindful of that. But for the time being, let's see. Let's look into the possibility of holding this sometime in July. Either possibly, if it works for council, we could do it on on July 9th, or following, or doing it on the 13th, which would also be a Monday for a regular city council meeting.
Move to approve.
I'll second that.
Perfect. We'll keep it open, but let's do it sometime in July. I don't think we need a.
What was the meeting date?
There was 2 dates thrown around, so there's no motion.
Yeah, 2 dates. July 9th or the July 13th, or possibly also July 23rd. But at this point, the concert at the park, I'm just throwing it out there. Let's do.
Mayor, I think the concerts or movies, you'll have a built-in crowd, but that will generally be a Veterans Park. I think once you're into July, you will have a built-in crowd at the Aquatic Center from, I think, at least from free swim with maybe several hundred people naturally swimming. So I think either of those are probably two really good options for the council.
Yeah.
Do it in the pool or?
Good thing no one will drown because we have a previous lifeguard on council too. So.
Certification expired, I'm sorry.
Alrighty.
Certification might be expired, but the skill's never gone, you know?
There it is. Perfect. Yeah, let's consider July.
Just for the record, so everybody is aware, we currently have July 13th canceled, or it's a dark meeting. Just.
So Mayor, there's multiple opportunity in July. I think we could probably come back even in the next meeting with some options if it would be helpful. We could do a special meeting at one of the events, a regular meeting at the Aquatic Center. If you maybe want to think about it, we could bring it as a discussion item at the next council meeting since we'll have times.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's explore it either July or August. I think weather would be very in our favor. No, but some options would be appreciated. Thank you so much. And of course, this would also keep in mind, any special items that come up, closed session. So I also want to be mindful of that. So thank you so much, everyone. Ya hasta me cortaron el mic. No, hombre. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a good night. Adjourn the meeting at 8:55 p.m.